Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 14 of 40 Something Podcast. I'm Trevor Schaefer. And who are you, my good friend?
I would be Jerry Mullen. I think I've met you.
I think I've met you once or twice.
Yeah, I kind of know who you are.
You're at that thing with that person who did that other thing with us, who was with that person who, okay.
The thing with the guy with the place, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah, crazy, man. Never saw a cheetah up that close before, but, wow. So what's new, my friend?
You know what's new?
What?
Trevor and Richter Belmont in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We only missed this twice.
Exactly. So, obviously, we skipped a week last week. I had a sick 3-year-old, and I wasn't feeling too well.
Things.
I had something to do the next day. But after episode 13, we came off the cast like we normally do, text each other, hey, great show, great show. And then I realized 10 minutes later, we never discussed the Belmonts coming to Super Smash.
I love the whole Luigi's Mansion opening of it, where he's kind of creeping through the house.
Yeah.
And they make it look like a house.
Well, it's not Luigi's Mansion. It's Dracula's castle.
Well, I know that, but they made it look like it was like a Luigi's
exactly.
Mansion.
Yeah, you thought it was going to be someone with Luigi. And
but then, death comes along and takes Luigi's soul, which, whatever, second banana for always. But I like the ending of the trailer too. Of the Belmonts trailer, anyway, was the mask.
Yes,
comes out at the end and it's scared, and he's just trying to get back into his body, and he's scared even more. That's really funny to me. And then there was, the Belmont looked cool, even though Richter's just a
reskin.
Copy of,
yeah.
They call them. They have a name for them.
Shadow. No, is it a shadow version?
No. Son of a bitch. You know what? This is the part about getting old. Hi guys. Oh, not right now. Not right now.
So,
go ahead, keep going. I want to look up and see that.
So, obviously, we're around here we like Castlevania a lot. So, no. So, geez.
This is my guinea pig, Caleb,
with the red eyes.
Did you see that?
Say.
See, I had something to do with naming him. Here, you want to grab him before he ceremoniously pees on me like he usually does?
So the new Super Smash Brothers for the Switch is looking, well, actually it's not looking, it is going to be the biggest Smash Brothers roster ever. Is that a ferret?
Yes, I have a ferret.
When did you get a ferret?
About 3 months ago. I have two of them. Why are you doing this right now? Like, who would do this to me? I have two of them.
For those of you not watching the video version, Jerry is being assaulted by small mammals.
Yeah, this is what happens when Jerry wants it's a fun time by himself. Everybody assaults him with small creatures.
Screw this. Let's end the podcast. Let's go to the bar.
You're right. That's true.
So, oh my god.
This is my boy one, and the girl one is over there.
Okay.
So all right, moving on. All right. So where were we?
So they brought the Belmonts in. The main Belmont.
It's about time. Don't you think?
Yes.
Like, shouldn't they have been staples of the Smash series? Like,
you would think, because they've been a staple of. Okay, I'll take that back. They were a staple of the Nintendo franchise roster for the longest time, and then pretty much after the N64, they gave up on them. So
yeah, well, because that N64 Castlevania
was horrible.
Sucked.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's something like try to whip in 3D. It doesn't work.
You know what Castlevania game I want to play?
Portrait of Ruin. You should have played the death sound. That would have been better.
Oh, yes, friends, the soundboard is back. No, I want to play the one they showed off that was supposed to come out for the Dreamcast, and they never finished it. Yeah, I don't think it ever had a title. I think it was just Castlevania.
It had like a working title.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That was a 3D one.
Yeah.
Attempted a 3D one again. And you know what? For some games, the transition to 3D worked. Like Super Mario, it worked.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, and Zelda, it kind of worked. I was never really a big fan of it, but like Castlevania just didn't work in 3D. No. All right, thanks.
Oh my god.
Who cares? Okay, great. But I'm talking to Trev. Get lost.
You're at the Mullen Zoo right now.
It's crazy. Go away.
So, back to Smash. It's going to be the biggest Smash game ever. Finally, they brought back the Belmonts. Your main character is going to be Simon. And did you figure it out? Is it called the Shadow?
No, and I didn't have time. I got assaulted by animals, so I don't.
Basically, it's a reskin. I mean, it's going to be of Richter.
It seems like Richter does. It seems like that Simon is the main version of it, but Richter's like a reskin, but has Richter's abilities.
Mm-hmm.
If it looks like he has the shoulder dash and the slide and the backflip, you can see it all in the trailer. One of the things I liked in that trailer too is Alucard was in it for like a split second.
Yeah, he comes out. He's like one of the characters that starts off, and
here's the hoping that he's really in the game. Because really, come on, that was like the greatest. I'd hate to say it, but he was like probably one of the best Castlevania characters outside of the Belmonts because he had the best game.
Yeah, I will agree with you there. Absolutely. So
yeah,
but that's what we forgot about last time.
Yeah,
that we had,
and then it went into like King Cruel. And there was another one after that, but who cares?
Who cares after Castlevania? I mean...
Yeah, I didn't really care.
And Castlevania next month, Season 2 on Netflix?
Oh, I can't wait. I have it marked in my calendar right after... I think it's right before or after I have to remind you that you didn't beat Portrait of Ruin yet.
Wow. So I've been doing the dishes lately. I've actually been rewatching the first season just to refresh the memory.
It didn't take you long. What's it, 4 episodes in about 80 minutes?
The dishes piled up, and I think I got through like an episode and a half in one... go, yeah. One swipe, yeah. So, and the other thing that is really cool, and I know this was a lot of conjecture, that they're saying because they brought the Belmonts back, will this renew Nintendo's interest in possibly producing the first Castlevania game in 3 generations? For home console.
You know what? Maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. Nintendo's not going to try to buy the rights.
Well, they had to buy some rights, or
they had. I'm
license
sure
it.
They got licensed to use those characters. Because that's usually what happens. They got the license to use Mega Man, and they got the license to use Snake, and so on and so forth. But
Konami's pretty much given up on making real games. They make stupid iOS games.
Yeah, if they're not a pachinko machine, they don't want your shit.
Yeah,
you know, they thought that was a real money maker.
And they made a new Metal Gear without them, and that sucked. So let's.
Yeah, is that the one where you had to go around and like
kill zombies?
Kill zombies.
Yeah. You had a piece of chain link fence as your like shield, and
yeah, and you had a stick.
It was the only it was the only Metal Gear Solid game where you see Snake in the beginning, and he just flies away in a helicopter with all the other main characters, and now you're some no-name guy with a pitchfork fighting off zombies.
We'll call you Bob because that's all you're good for. But yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Hold on, I was looking for an article on something I want to bring up later.
Oh.
Okay, so there we go.
So the other thing I want to bring up is actually ties right in with the Smash Brothers reveal. Is they released this week something I'm very excited for, a teaser trailer for Luigi's Mansion 3.
I actually could see Trev rubbing one out too.
That is my favorite GameCube game. I love that game.
I don't know why. You know what? I never understood the appeal of Luigi's Mansions. I never did. It was just like, and I knew you loved it. And in fact, after you said you were looking for it, I remember like when I was out like yard sailing and flea marketing in that summer, I was actively looking for it for you. And I never came. I came across a case for it.
I ended up finding one with the case and everything on eBay years ago, and I picked that up.
Well, but I'm saying before that, when you said, I've been looking for that. And I was actively, and I remember finding the case with the instruction manual, but the game wasn't in there. And I'm like, well, this is a fucking joke. He wanted $1 for it. I almost bought it in case I found the game. You know?
Seriously, for the instruction book alone, that was worth $1.
Yeah.
But here's what I told my wife, and it is absolutely 100% true. Now is a very good time for men of our age, people of our age. We're not going to single out as men. People of our age who grew up on the NES and the SNES to be a Nintendo Switch owner. Because between you're having all those characters with Smash, we're getting a new Luigi's Mansion, we had a fantastic Zelda game, a fantastic Mario game. Hopefully the new Metroid game is going to be fantastic.
Yes, please.
We got a new Mega Man game coming out, which the demo is hard as shit.
It's fucking hard as nails.
All of our old properties are coming back, and
what's all this doing?
Fantastic.
Nintendo is always we said this on Growing Up Geek and in this show. Nintendo is just really good at reselling you your childhood.
Yes,
it's true. Whether you're buying their old games, which we'll get to that in a minute. We're buying their old games again.
for the fourth.
It started on the Super Nintendo. I can link it all the way back to the Super Nintendo when they made Super Mario All Stars. Well, here's 3 games you already owned. Here they are on one collection for the same amount of money that you've already paid for them anyway. And they're really good at it. And Sega and the rest of the companies got in line later. Like they were like the pioneers of ripping you off. But we kept buying it. I bought Super Mario Brothers 3 probably 4 times.
For me, I think it's my record on Nintendo side. I think is the original Super Mario Brothers. I think I've purchased that 3 separate places digitally.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I still have my original cart, but I'm talking on other places and
less than reputable properties.
Possibly.
Not that Nintendo likes that or anything. We're sorry, Big N. We won't do it again.
Nintendo fucked up when it comes to that. Let's all agree.
Yeah. So speaking of the Big N, because that's all we've talked about in the first 15 minutes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
They announced the price of their online service and the features you're going to get. So be ready.
Okay.
Because I know you don't know this.
I didn't know about this.
Okay, so Nintendo's new service will cost $20 a year.
Perfect.
Okay, $20 per account on your Switch.
Not so perfect.
Let me finish because we'll get to that. It actually costs $4 a month, $8 for 3 months, or $20 a year. But if you have a family account, it's $35 a year.
Oh,
which is all your accounts. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
That's fucking. But what else do you get? With the subscription price, you also get access to a classic library of games, which we had hoped for. NES games, they were very specific about some of them. The ability to play your Nintendo Switch games online, cloud saves for some games, and the ability to voice chat through the Nintendo Switch smartphone app, which I didn't know they had. Did you know that?
I did not know that they had. No, I didn't know that. Is the app coming out? Maybe the app's just not out.
Maybe the app's part of it, like part of the release. I believe it's on the 18th of this month.
That's only 4 days.
That's only a couple of days away. I believe that's the date I saw because this article, of course, does not have it.
Why can I see me using the iOS app with the voice
September
chat
18th
to go to my son? Get off the fucking Switch.
That way I could message Megan when she's upstairs playing her 800th round of Splatoon.
Oh.
Turn the damn thing off and eat dinner.
His latest thing is Fortnite. He's playing that constantly now.
Is that on the Switch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well,
probably don't tell the girls that.
No, I don't want them playing that anyway. So Nintendo announced the first 10 of the games that are coming to your NES library, so to speak, with it. And you're going to get Mario 3, Dr. Mario, Balloon Fight, which I don't know why people like that game, Donkey Kong, Ice Climber, The Legend of Zelda, Mario Brothers, Soccer, Super Mario Brothers, and Tennis. So they sound like about, except for Mario 3 and maybe Dr. Mario, I think they're all launch titles.
Yeah, that's pretty close. And I'm sorry, Dr. Mario is extremely overrated.
It is.
Completely.
I know people that are really good at it and love it. And here's the even better portion of this. Let's say you want to play, let's find one of these that would be fun 2 players. Super Mario Bros. 3, and you want to play it?
Yeah.
Has online functionality built in.
Really?
You can be Mario, I'll be Luigi. Co-op in some games to be able to play co-op with a friend online.
Interesting. That I could see that being fun, like if we could get like a game of pro wrestling going.
I would think one of the best games to play 2 players would be Contra.
Contra, yeah, definitely see that.
Contra would be like one of the best 2-player games.
Tecmo Bowl.
Double Dragon 2.
Excite
Tecmo Bowl is really good, actually. Here they come back with the Animal Parade.
Jesus.
Perhaps, and this gets more into, and there's going to be, where the check out this article go? I scrolled to it. It'll be 20 games soon, with more added on a regular basis. Hello, animal.
Are you talking to the guinea pig or the wife?
Depends on where we are. And then it's got this weird, you could share the controller app if you're handing off of a game over the internet or something. That I didn't quite understand. And then...
Wait, there's a controller app?
No, you can. It has this weird thing where you could share the controller online by handing off control of the game over the internet. I don't understand how it worked. When you watch the trailer, it'll kind of explain it.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to watch it. That was one on the Direct this week?
Yeah, that was part of the Direct, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to watch the Direct.
So I think that's pretty much all that came out of it. And that had something to do with... the other thing is that online multiplayer games on the console, including existing games like Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon 2, which I've let you play online for free after September 18th. So if you've already been playing a game online,
yeah,
you pay for it now. So, like Jack's playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
You shell out for him to play it.
Great.
You should let it go for a day.
Oh, God. Are you kidding? It's all he's been playing because he lost his computer a week ago. So that's all he's been playing. Oh.
Is it a punishment thing?
Yes, punishment. Big time. So we caught him twice within a week period sneaking onto it after he went to bed. So when he came home, guess what was missing? The power cord.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
If you got smart, he'd take yours.
No. Actually, I was going to take his keyboard and mouse, but he's too smart. He knows I have like 18 of them all upstairs, that he would just grab another keyboard and mouse. So I'm like, well, the Mac power cord's a little different than the other power cords. I'll take that. So.
Yeah. So they call this a important step for Nintendo in bolstering the Nintendo Switch Online's features, which obviously lag behind Xbox and PlayStation. Fucking kidding me? Remember they said in the GameCube that people don't want to play things online?
Yeah. And then the Xbox came out and went, hold my beer. Here's Halo.
Yeah. By the way, this is how you play shit online. Hold this. Hold my beer. That's really good. I like that.
As we both take a drink at the same time.
Yes, very much is. Here, we throw that out.
So that's the wonderful news from Nintendo. So in other words, Nintendo's going to bilk me out of $35 this week.
Well,
Yay.
$35 a year, though. I mean, a year.
Yeah, I know,
that's
but
way better than. Sony. I believe Sony's is 50 or 60 a year, and I think Xbox is the same thing.
Same thing, yeah. I think they're 60 a year. Because I stopped subscribing to the PS Plus probably 2 years ago because I was paying for it every year, and I never even turned on the PlayStation for like 3 months at a time. It's like, why am I paying for this? So
and I'm really kind of excited for this because just the classic games. Like I want the kids to try Legend of Zelda, and they played more on the Switch than me setting up an emulator.
I was going to say, don't you have a RetroPie sitting there?
I do, but I think this is more pickup. Megan's interested in the Legend of Zelda right now, and I don't know how that happened.
And you're just stoking that fire as quickly as possible.
I am. I'm there with a shovel, stabbing at it like an idiot. But she's been playing Breath of the Wild, and I'm really excited for it. But I want to show her what it looked like. In fact, I bought the Hyrule Historia, the book about Legend of Zelda. It was a great deal on it. I got it for like less than $20.
Nice.
And it's like a big hardcover book. It has like the history of it and all the games and show up to a point. Like it actually doesn't have Breath of the Wild in it. But she's all interested in it. So we were going through the book and I've been showing her stuff, and it's like this odd, great moment in parody that I finally got to the level where it was like, this is what gaming was in the 80s, guys. This is what it looked like.
This is back when we'd see this and go, oh, great graphics. Look at this.
Yeah, I know. Remember the first time you saw like something faux 3D in a game? And you were like, this is awesome.
Well, I remember seeing the first...
How shitty it is now.
I remember my mind was blown the first time in Super Mario World, where you start a level and it pixelates out from the map, and then the level comes in. And it's like...
The Irish style?
Yeah. It's like... No, not the Irish style. How it just... Like, when you load it on a map,
I know
it like pixelates out. It's like, holy shit, look at that!
Yeah, I remember, I could think to the like. I remember seeing like 3D World Runner
Mm-hmm.
and how that worked. And even though that game isn't really 3D, if you technically it isn't, but to see how it was like, and they used the way they used the sprites to make them larger and smaller as he approached, and it just like Sega was really big on that. Like when they did like Super Hang On and
Outrun.
Outrun, and there was the one with the Afterburner.
Yeah.
You know, they used that. They called it super scrolling technology. And that's how they got really big in the arcade really quick with that.
Well, that was blast processing.
Technically, blast processing existed, but it didn't either. It became like, remember what a phenomenon that was,
Yes,
blast processing? Like, I thought that was the greatest thing. And all Sega did was sell games where the character moved fast. That's what they did. It didn't matter if the game was good, but he just moved faster than the Nintendo ones did.
And they just came up with that marketing ploy. We have blast processing.
We do what Nintendo don't.
That was one of the greatest taglines ever.
It is. That's one of the greatest marketing things ever. And it was simple.
Mm-hmm.
Much like X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Oh, classic game.
I know.
If you're watching the video, obviously you know why we're talking about X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Yeah. One of our favorite games of all time.
This was a game when it hit the arcade. Back then we were all working. Back then we were all living at home. We were out of high school. And every Friday and Saturday night we'd meet up at the arcade and easily, each of us throw $20 into that machine.
Yeah. If not, it was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Yes.
It was one or the other.
And there were two local arcades. And at one, we didn't break the one at the mall, but we did break the one at Top Dog accidentally. And then we had to drive 25 minutes to Scranton. Knew that. No, nobody knew that. But then we had to drive 25 minutes up to Scranton to an arcade to play it every Friday night because we were just hooked on this shit like crack. And then my girlfriend at the time and me and you, we went thirds on a Sega Saturn on clearance at Toys R Us and then imported X-Men versus Street Fighter from Japan with an extra, I think it was 2 megabyte, 2 or 4 megabytes. Was it 4 megabytes? Extra 4 megabyte RAM card. And it gave you arcade speed. And that was like...
Yeah. Arcade speed, 0 load time.
Mm-hmm.
You were just booming, you were playing it. And I specifically remember you guys bringing that to my 21st birthday. And I was half in the bag trying to play you guys.
You were more than half in the bag.
I was three quarters in the bag. I might have been actually in the bag.
Because we were in that front room playing the entire time. They took you in the back room, and from what I heard, just gave you shot after shot of tequila.
It was delicious, too.
And then I forget who it was that came out. And they're like, Jerry finally threw up. And everyone kind of started clapping. And
yeah. It's odd how you hit a transitional point in 21st birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have alcohol poisoning, Why do we do that,
We almost killed you. Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. I remember my brothers, specifically, we went to Kelsey's, right over by us here. And he had one of, like, every beer that they have. And they have tons of beer there, And my brother's like, no, I'm fine. I'm actually pretty good. And he walks right into a tree. The trees that are in the sidewalks and passes out. And here's my brother, me, and my father trying to pick him up to get him in the car. God, that was a good time.
Yes, many times I've been, you've been there with me a lot of times where I had to be driven home, carried home.
Driven home and carried home, yep, check. Got that.
And on the opposite end, many times...
Where's your car moments?
Yes. And many times with you, I've driven you home or been with you in a car where we have to watch and make sure you make it up all your steps and don't fall and break your neck.
Yes. And there's been some close calls. Yes, sir. I can't really... I couldn't do that ever again. Like, get really, like, shit-faced and like, to the point of blackout.
Yeah.
Because I can't recover. It's like, it's great. I could do it, but I need, like... If that happened on a Friday night, I'd need Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to get back to normal.
The one thing I will say with 40-year-old pride that anymore when I do get drunk, I know enough to stop to not get a hangover the next day, or what to do properly to not get that hangover. I can't remember the last time I had a hangover, which is good.
The last was probably St. Patrick's Day last year. Like
Mhm.
St. Patrick's Day this year, I was a little mild on, but last year I remember like just hitting it too hard. You know,
Because probably the
I was at truth serum level. You know what I mean? That was pretty bad.
Because I thought for sure after my dad's viewing, I mean, because I hit it hard that night, I'd have a hangover. And I came home, drank the water, took the ibuprofen, and I was shocked that either it was a sobering moment. Either it's like I've grown up enough where I know to take care of my body and when to stop, or I've grown up enough and drank so much, my body's just become accustomed to that level of alcohol. And it goes, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
could have kept going, you know.
I'm pickling my organs. That's all I'm doing.
That's what I say before I go drinking a lot is out of the way, iced tea. It's time for alcohol.
Hell, the other night, was it not last? It was 2 nights ago. I was working on my website, and I know you're not a big sit down at the computer, listen to a lot of music type of person.
No,
Me, I got into
I do it on my phone a lot. But
Yeah.
I don't do it. Yeah,
I got into a groove with some music, got some other music, and started drinking them. And you know the worst part is when you start drinking, and then after 3 or 4 drinks, you can't taste it anymore. It's just like going down smooth like nothing.
I think when you get that first sip and it's really good, you know you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's either you stop here
Yeah.
or hang on for the ride now.
And
you know.
I didn't stop. I was up to like 2 a.m. and doing all kind of geeky shit. And then the next day I woke up to take the kids to school, woke up at 7:30 and did that one eye open like, does it hurt? No, the sunlight does not hurt. You know.
It burns. It burns.
So, but it's amazing how it changed. And it's amazing how many people you see on Facebook that are our age that still go out to the bar every single weekend without fail. It's
Or every
like,
night.
how's your body handle that? And two, how the hell do you afford that anymore?
Yeah, it's the afford one that I don't
Yeah.
understand. How do you afford that?
I mean,
Look, I feel good if I got booze in the freezer. I always keep it in the freezer. You know, I got this bottle of rum from a lady from another country that I still have, and I have a little bit of it whatsoever. But it's like I feel good if I go get a 12-pack and have one once in a while. Like I'm okay with that, you know.
Well, I just got a new bottle of vodka. The big bottles were on sale, so that was like $23, and that's gonna last me a month and a half, 2 months. And it's like you go out to a bar, $23.
It's like 4 drinks.
If you're lucky, is 4 or 5 drinks. I mean, they're hitting
Yeah.
it for $3 a drink now. I mean, if not more. So, but
I've yet to find out if the rumor's true about Boneses, though. We have to.
well, either way, that's a good excuse to go out for a night.
Yes,
So,
very much yes.
I think we need to make some phone calls and some emails and get the band back together for a night.
I think we would. Well, I think one's geographically unavailable,
Yeah. So
but the other one isn't. It's just a matter of getting him out of his routine.
his hobbit hole with his toys.
He goes out a lot. He just goes out. He's a dedicated family dude. Let's leave it at that. He is a dedicated family man, and I would have never picked him for that.
No. but no, we definitely got to do that. If one of our favorite local watering holes might be for sale, so we have to send her off and
No, it might be sold.
so.
All right.
What's that?
Nothing more depressing.
No.
So what else did we have? You had something you were going to ask me before the show, and I cut you off and said save it for the show, and I think we forgot it already.
No. That was we were discussing because we watch a lot of YouTube if we should start recommending YouTube videos to our listeners every week.
I don't know if, man, it's like I watched one of the YouTube Red shows, and I never had seen one before. Like I've seen like the free ones that they let you watch, but I watched MatPat's Game Lab, and it was pretty interesting. I'm not recommending this, by the way. It's just something I watched the last couple weeks, but you know, it was pretty interesting to see like they were obviously of a higher quality than your standard YouTube video. You know,
Did you actually subscribe to Red, or is it just a trial you did?
Let's just say yes to that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just say yes to both those answers. But it was neat to see. But the show was about do video games equate to real things in real life? Like one of the things they did with the first episode of the show was about parkour.
Okay.
If you don't know what that is, look it up.
Oh God.
We're not going to go over what it is.
That's just
but he
crazy
took guys
sometimes.
Yeah. Can you bounce up a wall and jump up a wall?
Picture
and
Assassin's Creed in real life, pretty much.
Well, they did Mirror's Edge.
So yeah.
Which it's all parkour in Mirror's Edge, and they did. Can you learn to do something similar to what she did in Mirror's Edge? And there were like 3 YouTubers, which I didn't know any of them at the time. And I've looked up their channels, and they're semi okay. But if you know who MatPat is first,
no.
He's the guy that did Game Theory.
Oh, okay.
You've seen Game Theory?
Yeah.
He's the guy that did that show, and he even says that at the opening. Anyway, and he goes over, can like the normal person do parkour, or the untrained person? And you can. If you go to they went to a school that actually teaches parkour to people, and the normal person could learn to do it. Not good.
I'll say my fat ass ain't doing parkour.
Yeah, but you know what? All 3 of the people that was besides MatPat that were on the show, they were like all skinny dudes and girls. Like they weren't like, me or you.
That was us back in the 90s.
Yeah. I tell you, I can't remember the last time I was down to this weight where I am now. Like I'm doing good with it. The key I found is drinking water. But anyway, then another episode which is my favorite episode of the show, was about. Did you ever hear the game "Keep Talking Or You Explode"?
Oh yeah.
If you see that, they did that on Cinemasker. Did a video on it. Him and James played it. But they did a video, and they went to like real bomb technicians.
Oh, really?
To learn how to disarm a bomb. And you'd be surprised what simple shit. It was like, it's really wild to watch. But what simple shit they use, like they don't use metallic tools. Because you might cut a wire. You might cut a wire with it.
What they use ceramics to cut the wire?
Ceramic or plastic tools.
Oh.
Like they one of the things they did was they took like a cardboard box that they had set up, obviously. And they asked the guys, what should you do first? And everybody said, open it. Well, almost everybody did. One said, open it from the other side, because you would do like the normal person would. You would pick up the box and rip the tape open, and you'd be dead. But they took it over. Instead of opening it, they cut a hole in it to see inside of it. So that's how it was pretty interesting. But the guest stars on that show were the Game Grumps.
Oh my God! Where'd you go?
Oh my God! I hit my. Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I hit it with my hand. Anyway, so one of the but the Game Grumps were the guest stars on this one, and it was the 2 Game Grumps and MatPat, one of his friends, were doing the thing. So what they did was they both had the same bomb in separate rooms, and they had to wear actual bomb.
Full get up
full suit.
Yeah.
So they had the guy in the room with the bomb, who was Ego Raptor, Aaron Hansen. He's one of the guys from Game Grumps, who I hate him anyway. But the other guy, Danny, was in the room trying to help him defuse it. Was like reading things to help him defuse it. So they start disarming this bomb, and they trigger it to go twice as fast. Which was like one of the traps in it.
Yeah.
But whoever got the bomb disarmed, the other one would explode, showing the winner. You know what I mean? It didn't explode either, obviously. It just fucking puff of smoke, whatever. But facetious. But pretty neat show. That was like that was the most interesting thing I've watched in a little bit on YouTube.
Are you catching fairies there? Yeah, I see.
No, it was like a fly in my living room here. I was trying to get rid of it. It's like driving me nuts. Yes.
They're so pretty.
Magic mushrooms, what?
So while we're talking about things we're watching, I will have you know that after our last episode, I finally, after years, sat down and watched Doctor Strange.
Oh, well, it's about time.
Yes.
The Sorcerer Supreme.
I have to say that's probably in my top 3 Marvel movies now.
We know Iron Man's your favorite one.
Iron Man's my favorite, probably followed by Doctor Strange, and after that, probably Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok's really good.
It is.
It is. I think mine is definitely my number 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that's the first one, and then Thor Ragnarok, and then Doctor Strange.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy got ruined for me when I first started working at Best Buy after my daughter was born, Guardians had just come out and they had it on like literally probably 24 TVs on a loop all day long. And I would see that movie probably 3 times, if not 4 times in a shift. I think it's just, no, I can't.
Saturation, I would say, was what ruined it for you.
Yeah.
So, I'm old. So.
But no, I finally watched that. So there was only one movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe I have not seen, and that's the original.
Black Panther?
No, it's not Black Panther. It's the original Thor, actually.
Oh.
I've never seen the original Thor.
It's not good. The original Thor is great. You know, you learn a lot of the mythos of the characters, the myth of the character, or whatever you want to say it. But it's not like, it's not good. I got no other way to say it. Like the original Thor and the original Incredible Hulk aren't really that great a movie, you know. But did you see Cobra Kai?
I am halfway through it. I don't want to say it's tough to watch, but it is tough to watch. It's just because it's so cringeworthy at certain points that it's just like, I mean, you have to go into Cobra Kai knowing it's going to be cheesy, but sometimes that cheese factor just gets so freaking high. I gotta go. Okay, I gotta watch something a little bit better than this right now.
I Bleach.
I mean, have you seen it?
No,
Okay, I'm not going to say any. I was going to say a part where I had to walk away for like a week on it, but no, it is very good.
I'm going to watch that probably soon.
It's good. It's cheesy. I think it's 8 episodes. How many ever episodes? I know I'm halfway through, but there is one part that it was
spoiler
just.
Alert?
Yes, it is a spoiler. I will not say what it is. All I will say is Daniel LaRusso's Roundhouse. That's all I'm going to say. And when it happens, when you're watching it, you're probably going to be like me and shut off the TV and go, I need to watch something else for the next 2 weeks to just clear my mind of that horrible.
Must cleanse the palate.
The first episode is actually hilarious because it just shows Johnny just being down on his luck. And if it went bad for Johnny, it went bad for Johnny.
Okay.
It was hilarious. So, because like a lot of guys we know, Johnny is still stuck in high school in the 80s.
Well, yeah.
So, but no, it's actually pretty good. It's just there are certain times I just have to walk away from it.
You do.
So,
I'm excited because there's a new LGR Tech Tales that I haven't watched yet.
I haven't watched. It's a short one. It's only like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
And then, what else am I YouTubing? Like, if I was going to recommend a YouTube channel, I would recommend. I started watching this woodworking one. Plus, how about the high school shop still in place?
That was shock. When you sent me that video, I'm like. Because you always said you wanted to get a lathe. And I'm like, okay, that's a metal lathe. Did he buy a metal? And it wasn't until you panned over, I'm like, holy shit, that's the high school shop.
Yeah. Well, we were down there for Meet the Teacher night, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Megan has home ec this year, which I think is really great. They don't teach sewing anymore. That's sad. Yeah, they don't teach it anymore.
What do they teach then? It was always sewing and cooking is pretty much what you learned.
Yeah, they're doing cooking.
Okay.
And life something or other. I can't remember what the lady said.
See, my favorite thing about cooking in home ec was the day we knew we were making pancakes. It was like, not only do I know how to make these, I know how to eat a lot of these.
Yes. I wish I could still eat them a lot. But anyway, so they're going to make some kind of chicken, either fried or baked, cookies, 2 kinds. They'll do snickerdoodles and chocolate chips. That's at the end of the year. And like a couple of very small meals. They're going to teach them how to cook.
Wow.
That's expanded. And that's only in the first quarter. They're going to learn how to do that.
Because we only did, I know we did cookies. We did pancakes. I don't think we ever did any meats or anything. I don't think we ever did any of that.
They're starting to do that now.
Yeah.
I never noticed that room had a washer and a dryer in it. Did you?
I don't think it was there during our time.
It's been there a long time.
Oh,
though.
really?
You can tell by its age.
Ah.
Um, I'm surprised it wasn't coin operated. Now that I look back on the thought. And then the second quarter, she's gonna have shop.
Yeah.
But shop's a lot different than when we had it. They have a course there now of common home repairs.
Oh, that's cool.
Fixing a hole in your drywall. Fixing a plumbing problem.
Mm-hmm.
The lady went on with a couple other ones that I can't remember. But that's interesting.
That is really, it's helpful is what it is. I mean, yeah, it's cool to sit there and, okay, I made a lamp. How many times in your life do you have to make a lamp, though?
Yeah.
Versus
I mean,
fixing a hole in the wall or,
yeah.
Something as simple as replacing the trap on a sink.
Yeah.
I mean, or learning how plumbing on a sink works. What does the trap actually do? Because without a trap, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Noxious
hello
sewer
gases, hello
coming.
basement.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, so.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Cool. That's really
But
cool.
that's a really good class. And she has two other ones too. And after that, within the third and fourth, some quarter semester or whatever. But I was really excited that she had home ec, because I was like, now she can't tell me she doesn't know how to cook. Motherfucker. I don't know how to do that. Because kids today really only know does Jack know how to use the microwave?
Yes, he does. He's too short to do it because he has to get up on a chair. It's on top of our fridge. But last year we started teaching Jack. He was really interested in cooking, so we started teaching him basic knife skills. And he makes his own sandwiches, and he's very self-sufficient.
That's good.
Which is good. So, even if he gets an apple, he'll like, Daddy, I'm going to get an apple. And I was like, okay, do you want me to cut it up? You want to eat it whole? He goes, no, I know how to use a knife now. I'll cut it up. And he'll slice up his apple, and it's like, so that's, I was always a big believer that you should be self-sufficient at a certain age. That, okay, up until about, my age was always about 6 or 7. At 6 or 7, you should know how to get your own drink. You should know how to clean up your dishes at the end of a meal. You should know how to get a basic snack. That now he's going to be 9 and he wants to learn how to cook. Yes, you should learn how to cook. I'm not going to tell you, okay, I want you to make a Thanksgiving dinner. But if I ask you, hey, can you dice up this green pepper, you should be able to dice up a green pepper for me.
Yeah.
Or something simple. If you want to make soup, you should know that, and a lot of people don't know how to make soup of just simple, like, okay, what temperature do you put on? How long do you cook it for?
Are you talking like canned soup or
canned
homemade
soup? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You'd be surprised. I mean, my niece, she didn't know any of that. And, soup, you got to put it on a low heat, keep stirring it. I mean, you just don't throw it on high and walk away, or else you're going to have you throw away the pot at that point.
Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire.
That little things like that he should know how to do. And...
Yeah. So, I think we got the YouTube topic. You watching anything good? Like anything new?
Nothing. No, actually, I take that back. I just subscribed to a channel.
How do you subscribe?
Actually, I found it through my recommendations, and I'm gonna say it's not original content. It does have some things that shouldn't be on YouTube, but I was totally unprepared. I should have brought up YouTube before this, because it's I want to say K Black. It's a weird one. My YouTube tastes vary. If you look through my subscriptions, I will go anywhere from tech to video games to Hot Wheels Matchbox restoration videos to woodworking.
Mine's like that too. Mine's tech, and then mine's like movie clips and Doom mods, because I have a whole channel dedicated to that. Yeah. And then it's like fighting games, because I have a couple channels that I watch for that. And then it's like old systems, new systems, and then woodworking.
Ah, yes. Okay, here it is. It's called K9, the actual letter K, number 9, Black. And what he's been doing is, right now he's on a big Star Trek kick, but he takes all the extras that are on DVDs and Blu-rays, He has a lot of the Lord of the Rings. He has some stuff from Alien. Tons of Star Trek stuff he's going. And it's all like the actor interviews and the crew interviews. And each clip, especially for the Star Trek ones, are about a half hour per video. But I've been going through some of those the last 2 days, and it's really fun watching just the interviews and them talk about the process of, because it's for each season. Like the last one I just watched, he just posted yesterday 2 DS9 ones from the DVDs. So I watched the first half, which was like 40 minutes last night, and the second half is 14 minutes. But I always liked DVDs and Blu-rays for the extras.
Yeah.
That
you don't get that with a digital download.
No, you don't.
Not always, anyway. Sometimes you do. Like music, you'd get it with. I noticed some albums that I've purchased on iTunes have like the booklet or video included or whatever, stuff like that. Movies never.
So let's see if
I haven't bought a lot of movies either from there. So
if I could recommend, I'll give you 3 channels across the spectrum that I think you should watch if you don't watch already. If we're going to go tech, I highly would probably recommend, it depends on your taste in tech, but what I like is I like a guy named, it's Jay's 2 Cents, JayzTwocents, and he does a lot of tech reviews, does a lot of PC building, PC modding, and it's stuff that I'll never be able to afford, but it's really good. Video game wise, probably, that's a tough one to pick one. I'd probably, the one I watch the most video game wise is probably Metal Jesus Rocks. Just for
it's a good channel.
The variety, because I mean, I watch a lot of John Hancock, but John Hancock shows up a lot on there. I watch John Riggs. John Riggs shows up on Metal Jesus, where you kind of you get Kinsey and Kelsey and Reggie and everybody else on Metal Jesus. That's probably a good one. And woodworking, it'd probably be a tie, but if I had to pick one, look up Jimmy DiResta. This guy can make pretty much anything out of anything. I mean, he's the guy. He loves restoring tools. He's a big preserver of tools, but he'll take just a piece of rusted metal and just turn it into a knife, or he'll turn it into a table. And it's just crazy. He's in the printing presses now. He found a printing press last week that he bought, and he lives in upstate New York. Was in a farmer's field for over 20 years, rusted solid. He worked on it for a week, and yesterday he was printing postcards on it.
Damn.
And it's just, and his Instagram is fantastic. That's the other thing. If you like a YouTube channel, you have to follow them on Instagram, because with the Instagram stories, it's like having a second YouTube channel with these people sometimes, and it's fantastic.
So what'd you do? You did tech?
I did a tech, I did a video game, and I did a miscellaneous, which was the woodworking. I am going to throw a bonus in there that you and I cannot live without: LGR.
Oh, LGR, I can watch.
You have to watch
I catch
LGR.
myself watching like once from like 4 years ago or 7 years ago.
My wife actually loves watching LGR with me now. And when she found out he does LGR foods, she loves watching him like make the sandwich. She goes, he actually makes it interesting.
He does. And you know what? I think it doesn't really have to do with the thing he's reviewing.
Yeah.
I think it's how he talks.
Yeah.
It's semi-mesmerized. I like LGR thrifts. That's my favorite show on his channel.
Yeah.
I really watched a lot of thrift shows over the years. But if I had to choose like a gaming channel that I'm interested in right now, I'd have to say it's Pro Jared Plays. Pro Jared has a regular channel. He does reviews. They're kind of quirky if you've ever seen them. I think me and you have talked about him before. Yeah. But Pro Jared Plays, he just did the Zelda 2 randomizer. And I know we talked about randomizers last week, and I don't understand what they are. But the Zelda 2 randomizer was just downright cruel. Like, Zelda 2 is already a hard game. Like, and it's notoriously known to be. But now, instead of... The game randomizes the items everywhere in the game. Mm-hmm. They're at the same locations, but there's a different item in every one. But then it also randomizes the overworld completely.
And that's just mean.
That's just mean, man. You know? All right, so that's like a gaming one. A good tech one that I've been watching. Well, that might be hard for me.
You don't have to pick tech. I just picked tech because that's another big category I have of subscriptions.
Yeah, I'd have to say that my current like speedrun channel is Puexil, Puwexil. I actually discovered him through gaming, Summer Games Done Quick.
Yeah.
Games Done Quick and that thing. This guy ran Final Fantasy VI in like 4 hours. And then he was playing a few games that I really like. Like he's playing the Final Fantasy IV randomizer, which is really cool to watch. But he's also playing like Soul Blazer, which was like one of my favorite games, even though it's very churchy for a Nintendo. It's, it has a lot of like Jesus themes and people, when they get blown up in the game, they don't get all sooty. They actually die. And, there were like subjects that, Nintendo was kind of strict on. But this was Enix, by the way, before they bought Square. And stuff like that. They did ActRaiser, and they did a bunch of like very God simulatory kind of games. And they got away with that. But one of my favorite channels that like I never fail to watch a video on is Tal Mouse. And if you don't know these guys, Tal Mouse, this channel is great. And I'm not a gun guy, but these guys are fun to watch. They will put anything in a shotgun shell and see if it'll fire. That's what they do. And people send them shit. Like some guy hollowed out golf balls, chunks out of golf balls. They shoved them in a shell and fired them. And they were surprisingly good. The one guy made ones out of glass. The ones made one out of platinum and silver for them, and on and on. And this channel is so much fun to watch. And they have great slow motions of the thing hitting the, your round hitting the object. And it's great because sometimes you'll see shit just explode. It'll be like a jug of water, and it'll just, But I'd never miss an episode of that. And I've been watching it for a long time. It's just like at the end of the day, it's nice to see like a lead plate get completely annihilated by an 8-gauge shotgun shell.
If you like that, have you ever watched The Hacksmith?
No. I thought you were going to say Hickok 45, actually, but go ahead anyway.
So,
The Hacksmith?
Oh, I just screwed up your window. I'm sorry.
Fix me now.
I'll fix it. The Hacksmith, he takes ideas. Like he'll do a lot of superhero stuff, and he tries to make it real. So he's like been working on like a Tony Stark Iron Man suit. He's done Captain America's shield and actually is this the guy that made Wolverine's claws? Yes.
Yeah, I've seen this guy before. Yeah.
That he's kind of crazy. Like he made an actual lightsaber out of this super conductive material that actually caught like almost the entire shop on fire the first time. And then they finally, like, over the course, they refined it, and they actually got to a point that he actually cut through a door with it, like they did in Phantom Menace.
I'm watching this. It looks like he did a collaboration with the King of Random, which was one of my favorite channels on YouTube.
But if you like that random destructive shit, that...
It is. Yeah. I do like... Oh, yeah. This is getting a good old subscribe from me right now. I love new shit.
Because I think this latest one was he's firing a shotgun at a shield he made.
Yeah, that's the very first video that popped up. Subscribe. Add, let's just keep adding to my YouTube fucking addiction.
You know what's funny? You know what videos I'm into a lot now? And this is weird. Because this isn't normally...
Hold on, did he try to make a railgun?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be watching
Like I said,
first.
You'll like this guy if that's what you like, is random destruction.
I still watch, not to cut you off, but I still watch Mad at Arms.
Oh,
I never fail to miss that show.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's the newer guys, and I still don't like them as much as I liked
the first old guy.
Tony Swanton.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, I really liked his version of the show better than this one, but they also didn't make the Hilly Hide and Shield and a bunch of other shit that I really like. But go ahead anyway, you were going to say.
No, what I'm actually been watching a lot of anymore is...
Adult film,
yeah. Is YouTube videos on building log cabins and tiny homes. because
Log cabins I can see, tiny homes I don't get.
well, I have down our farm, I have an old hard side camper that we bought many, many years ago. It's 1972, I believe, and it's just it's ruined. So I want to turn it into a small little, not a hunting cabin, but basically a building that I have. I already have a wood stove for it, an old pot-bellied wood stove at my parents' or my mother's house that I'm going to put in there. I just want plywood, place to get in and out of the cold while I'm hunting, a place to have lunch that you're not sitting outside on the end of a tailgate doing that in the freezing cold. That it actually spawned from a quick search of people building tiny homes on the actual frame of a hard side camper. And then I know you've probably never heard of a guy named Dick Prenicky. He was a guy that back in the 60s moved to Alaska, completely off the grid, built himself in a log cabin and everything else like that, lived off the land, but did it all with hand tools. No electric tools whatsoever, no chainsaws, no nothing. And
well, fuck that.
it's a film called Into the Wilderness, and it's fantastic. I've seen it literally probably 100 times. And it's short, it's only like an hour. But in watching those small homes, I've been watching a lot of like building log cabins that way, just kind of doing it there because, I mean, I have 72 acres down there. I'm only 40 years old. If I ever wanted to do something like that, kind of now's the time to think about that. So,
yeah. He made a crossbow that shoots rebar.
Oh, you're still on the hacksmith, huh?
Yeah, I have the page in front of me. I've been kind of scrolling through it as you were talking. My daughter come out and say something to me. Han Solo's blaster.
Okay, I'll just say you're welcome for.
Yeah, you're. Yeah, I'm saying thank you. I love seeing shit that blows up. But make sure you check out that Tal Flater mouse. You'll like that.
So, video game wise, I'd probably have to say I'd probably recommend ETA Prime if you're into the emulation scene. His videos are invaluable.
I've watched it. I just watched that cheap, like PS1 or PS2 computer that he put together. Okay, I forget what it's called. I'd have to check the video name, but
let's see. What else could I recommend? Oh, if you're in like me and have a Raspberry Pi addiction, Nova Spirit Tech. He pretty much does exclusively just projects with Raspberry Pis, and I won't lie, he's been the cause of 1 or 2 Pi purchases in my life.
You know, I look through my YouTube feed and there's shit that like I've watched for years, you know, and stuff that I know hasn't had an update in a long time.
Oh yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Arcade Impossible is like that for me. They haven't had an update, like an actual episode, in close to 2 years. But I so enjoyed that series, it's like I don't have the heart to unsubscribe it, just in case it does come out with a new episode.
Yeah, like there's a channel that I like called, it's called the VGA. No, that's not it. Christ Almighty, it takes forever to scroll through them. The VGA TV, it's called. And this guy was trying to get funded to do an Atari encyclopedia. An encyclopedia of videos about every Atari game.
Okay.
He was up to like 40 of them. And he hasn't posted one in... Oh, hold on. I'll click on it now just to see what was the last time he did it. 7 months ago was like the last one, or 8 months ago. But you know what? I still watch them because sometimes you want just something simple. You don't want to watch anything that fucking blows your mind. You know? Or like, there was a show I like called Until We Win. All the guy did was play those notoriously difficult games like Battletoads and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original one for the NES, and stuff like that. And he just said, well, this is how you do it. And he was simple about it. And then there's this asshole Trevor Schaefer. He hasn't posted a video in weeks.
Dickhead.
Fucking dickbag. And but there's also those channels I actually unsubscribe to. Like I did unsubscribe to the Game Grumps because there's so many updates on that. Like they like put a new video out every day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have fucking time to watch that, especially when I can't stand one of the hosts of the show. So
probably one of the hardest channels for me to watch, and I'll explain in a second, is it's called John's Arcade. Basically, he takes arcade cabinets and refurbishes them.
So it's hard for you to watch because you don't want to spend that kind of money.
No, it's hard to watch because he films every bit of it. So every single episode he has is usually 1.5 to 2 hours long.
Oh, I see. I can't watch ones like that.
So, like his last one, he just came out. He's been doing a Mortal Kombat 2 restoration for about 2 years now. It's part 19 of his MK restoration, and that comes in at 2 hours and 17 minutes that episode. And it's like, I don't have 2 hours and 17 minutes to watch him work on the wiring of an MK2 cabinet.
That's why I don't watch Mike Matei get plays anymore.
Oh, I can't watch them.
They're 3, 4, 5 hours long. I'm like, Mike, get it down to 20-minute chunks, buddy.
Yeah.
Please. I will watch you every day if you put it out in 20-minute intervals.
Yes.
And I get he's just doing it on Twitch
and then
posting
it over.
YouTube.
Yeah. But
yeah,
still.
I get that he's doing that, but and there's some people from Vine, like if you remember with Vine, the Vine app that people did. I followed them on YouTube now because some of their videos are still really funny. And of course, there's Household Hacker. If you're not watching him, then you're missing out.
I've actually never seen that one.
Never saw Household Hacker? Watch it. You learn a lot of cheap things.
Household Hacker.
Yeah.
Subscribed.
Yeah. Household Hacker is a lot to watch. Like he does some bullshit videos too where he takes life hacks there and overcomplicates them to make you realize how that you shouldn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
But he does he'll take in as seen on TV things and show you if they're worth the money or not.
Oh, okay.
And he'll take simple shit you could use from around your house and make, to clean or cook or whatever. He does a lot of neat shit. Not consistently, mind you, but he does bring shit out.
I think the worst thing is when you have and again, this is, I'm being a troll right now because I'm being pretentious. I'm being a troll. Is when you have a YouTube channel you've been watching for years and you really enjoyed it and they change format and then you just can't stand them anymore. And it's like,
that's what happened with the Game Grumps.
Yeah.
Like we were watching, I got into the Game Grumps before Mario Maker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Super Mario Maker. Like I was watching them, and they have 6 shows. They have the Game Grumps, and they have the Game Grumps Versus, and it goes on and on. They have the Steam Train, which is about Steam games and shit like that, But it was just I couldn't stand the host anymore.
Yeah.
He just I had watched his original channel before he did. Or he was doing at the time too when he did it, but I just can't stand the guy. He's just he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And I don't need that in my videos.
I was like that with Jack and I used to watch Dude Perfect. Dude Perfect.
I like Dude. I still watch Dude Perfect.
They used to be fun, and now they're just a bunch of douchebag jocks that are just
they're definitely the epitome of corporate sellout.
Yeah.
The only thing they won't let, they're consistently offered by beer companies to be sponsored.
Oh, really?
And they turn them down.
Why is that?
Because they're a clean show.
Ah.
You know what I mean? They don't curse. You know what I mean? They're all, those big sponsors come along and they're like, no.
We would never survive on that show.
Mm-mm. Fuck no. Right there. Well, you won't be invited, dude. Perfect. Plus, they're all family guys, too. You know what I mean? Like me and you. But, and then there's channels that disappear.
Yes.
There was a channel, I have it here. It was called Johnny Old School. And he reviewed, old shit. You know what I mean? I liked him. And all of a sudden, all his videos were gone.
Well, I did a cleaning today of my subscriptions. In fact, I'm still doing it right now as I'm talking with you. And the one I unsubscribed to was Alpha Omega Sin. Used to love his shit. And now he posts a streaming video of him playing a game once a month. And that's it. It's okay, and I don't want to watch that. I'm not into, okay, I'm going to sit, kind of like the Mike Matei. I'm not going to sit down for 2.5 hours and watch you play a game. If I want to watch someone play a game, I'll hop on Twitch, watch for a half hour, and okay.
I'll be good.
Yeah.
I remember you turned me on to Atlas videos. Mm-hmm. Remember them?
Yeah.
The guys that did the big, the 4K 60 frame a second videos, but it was the whole stage you could see.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. But they haven't posted anything in 4 years.
The one I just subscribed to, which going through their archive is hit and miss, but it's really cool. If I could find it.
Is it Growing Up Geek? Because that's like hit and miss.
No, it's not Growing Up Geek. It's game related. It's where the hell are you now? Okay, keep talking. I'm looking for it.
Oh, it's all right. I am. And there's another one like I still watch the Red Hot Nickel ball. You ever watch those videos?
No.
The guy heats up a ball of nickel and fucking puts it on top of shit.
Yes, yeah. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I still watch that show. It's hilarious to see what that destroys. You know? But back to Atlas for a minute. There's a video on there of every level of Arkanoid played at the same time.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the video is really like 2 or 3, like 2 minutes long, tops. But it's like every level played at the same exact time. And that's cool to me.
Okay, I may have unsubscribed to this channel already. Damn. I think that might have been a record for me to unsubscribe. It was basically, I don't know how they did it, but damn, I unsubscribed to that. I just went through again. I think it was called Breaking the Barrier. What they do is they go into video games and they show you places in the game that you normally can't get to. I don't know if they have
Boundary Break.
Boundary Break. There you go.
I subscribe to his channel. I like those videos.
So
there's Boundary Break. There is one called Son of a Glitch.
I've seen Son of a Glitch.
Son of a Glitch I like. And then there's another one. Oh, Guru Larry. I like Guru Larry. I really think his videos are really good. He's almost every video says something bad about EA.
I like him already.
Every video. And that's enjoyable to me.
Here's a channel that if you don't subscribe to, that you can sit down and binge watch all these because the videos aren't long. Primitive Technology.
Is it kind of like LGR?
No, it's a guy. He lives in Australia, and he never talks in the videos. That's the first thing. He never talks. But he just bought land, I think 1.5 years ago. Before that, he was doing it on someone else's land. He doesn't live off the land, but he builds what it'd be like if he lived off the land with nothing. If he just showed up, all he wears is a pair of shorts. No shoes, no socks, no shirt, no knives, no nothing. And then he builds shelters. He makes his own bricks. He made a tiled roof for his hut, bows and arrows, kilns. He makes his own charcoal. I mean, some of this shit is not only really cool to watch, but it's actually given me ideas like if you're ever stuck somewhere, how to build a basic shelter. That's like, it's really informative stuff, and it's awesome.
We've gone pretty far into this video and barely used the soundboard. We spent 25 minutes to get working.
I know. That's just... I know, that's horrible. Here,
I just realized that. I was like, so we've been talking for about 30 straight minutes now, and we have yet.
Very well.
There we go.
Just used it.
So... I don't know. Some interesting stuff. Yeah, to watch like 50 levels of Arkanoid be played in like, it's 1 minute and 54 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. But he has one on there. If we go back to the Atlas one more time, he has the entire Super Mario Bros. 3 game, every level.
Really?
Yeah, in that 4K, like weird style. The videos are really odd if you watch them, but they're really neat.
Here's something I was thinking about today while I was at work, and I was
YouTube related, or are we off that subject?
No, it's actually YouTube related.
Oh man.
That I was thinking about, like I talked to you before the show, like we watch a lot of YouTube. Should we start, recommending stuff? And it just hit me that if you told me 10 years ago that the majority of my TV watching would be through YouTube, I would have called you crazy.
You know, I agree with that
Yeah.
because you know what? Like when we were kids, you either didn't have cable or you had bunny ears. Okay. Then if you didn't have cable, you got it eventually in your life, and that was like the plateau you hit.
Yeah.
And then somebody got satellite, and then that was the level to hit for some people. I'll just say that. You know what I mean? But then you got into the onset of the internet, and then obviously YouTube, and what was the other? What was there? YouTube and there was a bunch of video services that had come out along the same. Blip was one of them.
Blip was one. I mean, Google Video they actually bought YouTube. There was, before Twitch, it was... Oh, wow. No. It was a guy's name. Oh, what the hell was it? It was... Okay. Hit me up, Wikipedia. What was Twitch called? Because they got bought, and then they turned it over to Justin.tv.
Oh, okay. Oh, I remember Justin.tv.
Yep, that was pre-Twitch. Yeah, that was Justin.tv turned into Twitch.
Yeah, pre-Twitch.
Pre-Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I was thinking about
moving forward,
it's been, let's see, my son is going to be 9 next month, which means it'll be probably close to 7 years since we got rid of cable. And back then it was, okay, we did the cost analysis. So it was 6 or 7 years we've gotten rid of cable. That, okay, we're going to do the majority of our TV watching through a combination of Netflix and Hulu, because Amazon Prime didn't have their streaming service then. Then when they started that service, like, oh, we got 3 services. What else could we possibly need? Ha, ha, ha. And now finding out that, the majority of our watching is actually through YouTube now. It just...
I can't tell you, like, I find TV shows to watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or movies or whatever the case is, you know what I mean? Like, thank God I don't download speed runs, My hard drives would be full.
And I used to laugh at my son because when he was, young, he'd sit on his iPad all day watching YouTube videos. And I'd be like, don't you want to do something else or watch something else? Now I'm the one on my phone watching YouTube videos while he's watching a TV show. And it's just, it's weird how the dichotomy of it just switched completely. I mean, hell, the other day I had a therapy appointment, and coming back from Montage, that drive on 81 is just boring as shit. So I threw on a YouTube video. I have the mount on the windshield, and you could still see it and the road at the same time because it's set up like a GPS. That I watched a 20-minute YouTube video on my drive home.
Yeah. I watch one usually on my breaks and lunches at work. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm sitting down at the table to eat, I'll put on a 15 or 20-minute video. That way I don't eat up my whole break with it. You know what I mean? My whole lunch with it. Or I'll take, a lot of times what I do is put a movie on my phone and I'll watch it in like 15, 20-minute excerpts, and then I'll, eventually I'll get the whole thing. But, that's how I watch a lot of my speed runs. What was that?
So if you build a Plex server, you don't have to do that. You could actually stream it from your house.
That's okay. I'd rather it be on there and not wait.
And you yell about me when I say I don't like buffering.
You hate buffering, and you told me your son cried over it once. Cried.
No, that's my daughter. My son didn't cry over it. My daughter did.
Oh, I'm sorry. One of your kids cried over it. You know what happened to my kids one time when the internet went out here?
Oh,
they went outside. They went outside.
That's weird. It's unnatural. I saw the greatest thing. Where's my phone? It was Adam Savage on Twitter retweeted it. And then I retweeted it because I said I want this on a t-shirt.
Oh, I read it. I read that.
Oh, did you? That it was... The internet has given me so much, but I'd give it all up to go back to not knowing how terrible people are. Yes. And it's absolutely true, because for every good thing you see on the internet, there's usually 2 bad things you see sometimes.
Yeah, it's great to see wow, that's weird. It's great to see Facebook is the epitome of that, by the way.
Yes.
It's great to see what your friends are doing or what ads for TV shows and things like that. That's another way I kind of discover shit. It's not to see how horrible people are to each other, though.
Like in reference to YouTube, like I love watching like Fail Army. I love watching Win Army. I love watching Jukin, but I can't stand the channels that are just dedicated to pranking people, like very cruelly pranking people. Mm-hmm. And it's like
I agree.
That to me is just that's not cool.
No, it's not. It's sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
My Facebook didn't sign in on the computer. It must be a while.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Thank God for the app. Thank God for that key thing Apple does.
Oh, the keychain.
Yeah, the keychain. God, that's great. iCloud keychain. So.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't think I have much else of anything.
No, I don't either. I would like to say that I hope the people in the hurricane path are okay, even though they've downgraded it severely.
Yeah, it's the storm surge that's getting them now.
Yeah. Sadly. I'd like to say this. I was sent an article by a fellow parrot head. Said that right where the storm surge was hitting Virginia, Jimmy Buffett was out there surfing at 71 years old, surfing that storm surge waves with like 60 or 70 other people. There's a whole crowd of them that go out and do that. They're the, adrenaline junkies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but somebody sent me that article. I was laughing.
That's funny.
Oh, 23 years ago, Trev, Xena Warrior Princess was released.
Ooh. Well,
she still looks good. Still looks good.
The other night when I was having a few drinks working on the computer, I was in a Metallica mood, so I loaded up a Metallica live album. And I'm listening to it, and all of a sudden, Hetfield comes on, and he's like, "Hope you don't mind if we play some of the Black Album, do you?" And I'm like, oh, man, that brings me back to high school. And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, when did this come out? It came out in August of 1991. And I'm like, that's 27 years old.
I was 16.
It's like, oh, my God, do I feel old now.
Wow.
But, yeah.
Fucking wow.
Yeah.
I usually equate how old I am to when Duke Nukem 3D came out. That's like...
Well, that was
96.
So, yeah. God damn.
I see the next Assassin's Creed's about the Spartans.
Oh, God. They need to stop making those.
Yeah, they need to fucking bring that to a halt now.
I mean, really, you're getting to the point now. Every year we get at least one Call of Duty, one Assassin's Creed, all the sports games. It's like, come on, guys. Oh, let's talk about one other thing before we go.
Sure.
Did you watch the Apple keynote?
I did not.
Did you?
Unfortunately.
Did you see about the new? Okay, you read about it. So.
Would you like to pay $1,100 for a phone?
$1,100, dude. $1,500 for the highest end phone.
Yeah. Well, that one too.
We're getting.
I have an iPhone
ridiculous.
X, and I'm fine with it. But
I'm sorry though. The phones they showed. Almost none of I'll track back on that. None of them would make me upgrade my phone right now. Absolutely none of them. Not for the price, not for what the features on them are okay, but they're going in a direction that I never need. I don't care how well my phone does augmented reality. Have I ever used augmented reality on my phone? No. Will I ever? Probably not.
You know what? If augmented reality got me out of work,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, I would use it every day.
Yeah, and they have the Apple Watch now that can detect a fall.
So I've fallen and I can't get up. Is that where we're at
believe it
here?
or not, that's exactly it. You could detect.
It's the Life Alert bracelet, folks.
Yep. If it detects a fall,
technology from 30 years ago.
If it detects a fall and it senses you not moving for 3 minutes, it automatically calls 911.
That's not a bad thing, though.
But that's
Anything that saves an old timer's life, or a person's life, I should say, because that's going to be basically for the old. But the thing is, like, it's designed for people. That's a feature in a phone that's designed for somebody who's older.
well, it's not a phone; it's the
Or,
watch.
I'm sorry, the watch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the watch. So the watch is designed for that feature is designed for somebody who's older. I mean, I'm not saying that a younger person can't fall and not be moving for 3 minutes either.
Yeah.
But in general, you hear more about old people falling and stuck in their kitchen for 3 days.
A new iWatch could do an electrocardiogram on it. It's like, why? I don't get it.
Yeah, they're really into the health thing now.
And I'm sorry, this is my watch. I bought it this year. It's the first time I've worn a watch in over a decade. I went back and forth on considering buying an Apple Watch, so when I'm at work, I don't have to keep pulling my phone out every time my wife texts me or you text me, which you text me about 3 times as much as my wife. Every time my mother messages me, that way I could just look on my wrist. But the worst part about that is those only have an 18-hour battery life. I don't want to have to charge a watch every night with my phone. And it's like, I'm going to pay $400 for a watch that doesn't even last a day. And it's like,
I don't think any watch is worth $400 that doesn't give you a blowy.
This was $25. I got that in the spring, and guess what? The same battery is probably going to last me for 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like...
I mean, then again, you can't text from that.
I can't text from that, but, it's like...
You could pull your phone out of your pocket, and it's cheaper.
Yeah. And, I mean, I literally got it for work, so... I don't care if it... I mean, it's got the scratch-resistant glass and everything. I would never do what I just did with a $400 iWatch.
No. You'd be like...
Yeah, I mean, it's...
I probably would never take it on my wrist, and plug the charger in to my arm. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd be like, and go to sleep. At least maybe they could put the charging spot on it better than the Apple Magic Mouse.
Oh yes, that's why I got rid of mine. I got rid of it.
Fail sound.
Oh, it shut off.
Oh, forget it.
Here we go.
It's that sound is so universal. I don't care what anybody says.
But yes, that is the worst. Let's put the charging port on the bottom of the mouse.
Yeah, the side, the front, the back, anywhere else.
That's why I got rid of mine. I just couldn't.
I still use mine. Just haven't picked up a new one, but I will.
That and the keyboard. The keyboard was pissing me off because.
I stopped using that Apple keyboard. That thing sucks.
The original ones that were wired were nice. Then the first wireless ones were okay. And then the new ones, which you probably got with yours, they're just, the keys are just, there's no tactile interface on the keys at all.
They're gummy.
Yeah. I mean, there's just nothing there. That's why I went to mechanical keys and a gaming mouse. Now I'm happy.
Yeah. I have a mechanical keyboard. I still have my Apple Magic Mouse, but paid $80 for it.
Never did I tell my wife I was going to spend, I think combined, even with my discount at Best Buy, it was like $150, $160 for this mouse and keyboard together. And I never heard her say, oh, thank God, go get them now. That she wanted me to spend the money immediately because she couldn't stand the mouse and keyboard either.
Yeah, I don't mind the mouse. I like the mouse because it doesn't have a scroll wheel. Mm-hmm. And then you can control it just, with your finger and everything like that. I do like that. But the keyboard, that thing sucks. I haven't charged it. I put it in the drawer and I forgot about it.
I used to use for years, it was my favorite mouse of all time, a Microsoft IntelliMouse Explorer. It was the first version. And this new mouse, it's what is it? It's a Razer Mamba Tournament Edition. And it's just something so simple. On the side, where your thumb sits, there's 2 buttons there. And my
forward and back.
Yep, my Microsoft had the same thing. And I have it for forward and back when I'm browsing web pages. That, okay, go forward, okay, go back. And it's just, that muscle memory was there forever. And on the Apple mouse, it was just, I wish I had more options on more buttons. And I can't tell you how many times I would just click on that Magic Mouse and accidentally right click instead of left click because my finger just strayed a little too far over.
Mm-hmm.
So, the only thing I did
But-
like about that mouse is the universal scrolling. That you can
Yes.
scroll in any direction with your finger. I did like that.
I do like that.
So,
This web page is using significant energy. Close it to improve the responsiveness of your Mac.
are you on battery? Are you running on AAA's there, son?
No, I don't know what the fuck this is, but I'm closing it now. Bye-bye.
Okay. Well,
I think we've rambled on
we've
for quite
rambled
a long
on
time.
quite a bit. This was definitely the YouTube show.
Yeah. How to make a YouTube show. You should look up that video, by the way. It's a good one. It makes fun of the original like gaming channels. The the Nerd and all those guys, the original like really gaming
The
channels.
original
that were out
YouTube stars.
there. Yeah.
Well,
Video killed the radio star, Chuck.
and now YouTube is killing the TV star.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so like and subscribe
yes.
now.
Like and subscribe us on
Sponsor.
on iTunes. I post these to my personal YouTube account, so when you go on the 40-something, when you go on to 40somethingpodcast.com and you see the little link there, it says real video. It's not real video. It's actually going to YouTube, which I should say something. We joked about it on the last podcast about how the site is retro. Just please know that was completely on purpose. And
Yeah,
it's
we don't. Trevor don't suck at websites. It was on purpose that
it's an inside joke of why we made it look like the 90s, the crappy website. That it's not that we don't know how to make websites. It was actually, believe it or not, with today's technology, it's actually hard to make a website look that bad.
Yeah. I do love your ads that change. I think
Yes.
that's one of the best features of the site. But all right, so. And if all else fails, you could sponsor us. Remember that.
Well, we'll take a sponsor from anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, anybody. Yeah, I'll sell it to anybody. You want to give me some cash? I'll hawk your shit.
Let me just say one thing from the very beginning of this show.
Yes.
How long until Dante is in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? They'll whore him out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
No, he wasn't yet.
I thought
Bayonetta was.
I know Bayonetta was. No, I'm thinking MVC2. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought I played. No, that's right. Yep. And if Dante's going to be coming, you know who's right behind him?
Who?
Probably anybody really from Resident Evil. They've had like 18 different people in there from Resident Evil. So Capcom will license out their characters to anybody.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell, Jerry, thanks for joining me, buddy.
Hey, as always, a pleasure to see you.
And
this is the only way Trevor and I actually see each other.
It is. It really, really is. So we text all the time. We never. Actually, that's the only time we talk technically because we don't call each other. We text. So
no, I haven't called. I probably couldn't tell you the last time I called you.
That's absolutely true. I don't even remember.
It was at least 3 phones ago. At least. That might have been in the flip phone phase. That might have been my Motorola Razor. Was the last time I actually called you. So.
Okay, I gotta think a bowl of Lucky Charms that's got my name on it.
Yeah, me too. I gotta get something to eat.
Okay, guys, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Later.
Bye.